Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is still currently forming this symmetrical triangle pattern, while Ethereum is actually breaking out above important resistance, which I'll talk about later in the video, so make sure to watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a really quick update here on the 4-day Bitcoin chart, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is technically still within the larger multi-month long bullish trend, which has been the case since around the beginning of this year. And this is really based on two factors. First of all, the fact that we have significant higher lows and higher highs here on the larger timeframes. Obviously, that's technically what a bullish trend is. And on top of that, if you're looking at the actual super trend indicator, which historically speaking has been very accurate here on the larger time frames, as of right now, this is still currently sitting in the green, which once again has been the case since pretty much the very beginning of this year, indicating a larger bullish trend playing out. And so essentially, this is the complete opposite to what we saw during 2022, which was obviously a bear market. And in case you're wondering, the point of invalidation for this indicator, basically the point where this indicator would flip from green back to red, and that point of invalidation is sitting at around $25,000 approximately. So basically, if we see a confirmed break back below around 25,000 with ideally at least a 4-day candle close, but ideally a weekly candle close back below 25,000, then in that case, that would actually help confirm a trend reversal when you're talking about the larger trend at play. So once again, at least for now, we're still looking bullish on the larger timeframes, but if you zoom into the daily Bitcoin chart, as I've been saying almost every day over the last 2 weeks or so, we do clearly have an active bearish divergence currently playing out in the somewhat shorter term here. And on top of that, we're obviously playing out a bit of a rejection from this important resistance. So basically, as I've been saying recently on the channel, we should not really be expecting a lot of bullish momentum just in the short term. And instead, we're likely going to see either some choppy sideways price action, if not some slight bearish price action like what we've seen over the last 1 to 2 weeks as expected. And if you're looking at the momentum here in the daily Bitcoin MACD, as of right now, we're actually not seeing a lot of momentum, which basically means right now we do not have a significant direction here in the shorter term. So we should not really be expecting a significant movement, at least in the short term coming soon. And now if you zoom into the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, taking a look at the Fibonacci retracement tool from swing low to swing high, we still have this important Fibonacci level of support sitting at around 28.9k. And if that level actually breaks, then we still have this 50% retracement level acting as support close to 28,000 to 28.1k. And below that level, we have the important golden pocket area of support in between around 27,000 to 27.2k. And as for resistance, based on these Fibonacci levels, we could find some resistance at around $30,000. And now if you zoom into an even smaller time frame, taking a look at the 2-hour chart, right now the price of Bitcoin is still technically playing out this previous bear flag pattern. We have not yet actually invalidated this previous bear flag pattern, because as always, in order to invalidate this previous pattern and invalidate the bearish price target, which by the way is sitting at around 28.5k, and in order to invalidate that price target, we would need to see a confirmed breakout back above around 29.7k. But it's also important to understand that between the price of Bitcoin as of right now and that technical price target to the downside, we still have that level of support sitting at around 28.9k. But if we do end up seeing a confirmed breakout back above this level of resistance at around 29.7k, then in that case, once again, that would invalidate this previous pattern and this technical price target, but we would still have this level of resistance sitting at around 30.4k approximately. And now just taking a look at the 1-hour Bitcoin chart, right now the price of Bitcoin is still technically forming this symmetrical triangle pattern. And so basically in the imminent short term, talking about the coming hours, maybe over the next 1 day, we're looking relatively neutral while the price is still trading in this range. But the moment we see a confirmed breakout either above this resistance or below this support level, that could potentially potentially set up their next technical price target and the next volatile move, at least in the shorter term here. And in case you're wondering, this level of resistance is currently sitting at around 29.3k to 29.4k. So ideally, to break bullish, we would need to see a breakout above around 29.4k, but this level of support is sitting at around 29.1 to 29.2k. So ideally, we would need to see a break below around 29.1k in order to confirm a break to the downside. And now, if we do end up seeing a confirmed breakout above that level of resistance that I just mentioned, then that would set up a technical price target at around 29.8k. But if we end up seeing a confirmed break below that level of support, then that would set up a technical price target at around 28.7k. So either way, we're looking at around a 2% move in the price of Bitcoin, whether we break this support or this resistance. But as I said earlier, once again, we still have limited momentum in the short term, so I would not exactly expect a massive move here on the daily time frame, for example, and instead we could end up seeing some sort of short-term movement if we break one of these short-term levels. But obviously, these shorter-term movements are not all that significant if you're zooming out to larger time frames. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and right now the price of ETH is still trading above this important support in between 1770 to 1820. And as for the daily Ethereum price oscillators, as of right now, these are still looking very neutral, showing very low momentum, at least in the shorter term here. So once again, as I've been saying recently on the channel, it's unlikely we're going to see a significant movement, at least in the short term, and instead we're likely going to see relatively mild price action, as in most likely some choppy sideways price action, which is exactly what we have been seeing over the last 1 week as expected. And now if you zoom into the 8-hour ETH to US dollar chart, right now obviously the price of ETH is still trading below this previous ascending line of support, which is now acting as new resistance, and that's currently sitting at just above 1910. So just keep in mind, if this short-term bounce continues to the upside, expect some resistance around that area. And staying on the 8-hour time frame, looking at the Fibonacci levels, over the last 1 day, we've potentially started to see a bit of a breakout above this Fibonacci level, which was acting as a bit of resistance, sitting at around 1870. And so the next resistance to the upside to pay attention to is, first of all, that resistance at around 1910, and above that we also have this resistance at around 1930. And as for support, if we actually drop back to the downside, then I would expect some support at around 1830 approximately, and below that level we have the important golden pocket area of support in between around 1760 to 1770. And now if you zoom into the 2-hour ETH to US dollar chart, over the last 1 day we have now seen an initial breakout above this descending line of resistance, which was sitting at around 1870. And in fact, just recently we have actually seen an attempted retest of this level, now potentially confirming it as new support. But ideally we need to see some more confirmation in order to actually further confirm this successful retest, with ideally a further bounce back above this previous high, or at least confirming more green candle closes to essentially confirm the fact that we do have a proper bounce from this level at around 1870. And if that happens, if we further confirm this retest with a further bounce just like that, then in that case that would set up a technical price target to the upside, which is sitting at around 1930. So from the point of the break to that price target, we're looking at around a 3% move to the upside, or from the current price of ETH to that price target, that's still close to a 3% move to the upside. And the point of invalidation for this breakout and that technical price target would simply be a break back below around 1870. If we see a confirmed break back below that level, then once again that would actually invalidate this symmetrical triangle pattern and invalidate the breakout and the price target. So at least for now, just in the imminent short term, we're starting to see the price of ETH potentially start to flip a little bit more bullish again. But with that being said, once again, as I said earlier, we still have very low momentum, at least in the short term. So I would not exactly expect a significant movement here on the daily time frame, for example. But if you want to know how to make a lot of money in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways like it is right now, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price breaks out to the upside or to the downside, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money very easily when the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.